Pollster and political analyst Matt Towery is here, along with former Clinton advisor Doug Schoen. Doug, you also heard a similar theme sounded by Jamie Dimon, one of the most respected CEOs on Wall Street and, frankly, in the United States. Is the party reaching the point where it's beyond repair, at least in the immediate future?
Well, I wouldn't say it's beyond repair, but it's leaderless, rudderless, lacks a message, and frankly, has no direction and is out of touch, as you've said correctly, Laura, with the wishes and expectation and indeed aspirations of the American people.
Well, Matt, even Jasmine Crockett, who's the new rising star, hilariously, in the Democrat Party, admits there might be a problem. Check it out.
Are the Democrats meeting the moment, is what I'm trying to say.
No. I just have to be honest. We've got a lot of people that are getting into very unnatural situations. Right now, we're all like doing podcasts, and I'm like, we're probably in about the 1970s when it comes to where we are on comms, and the Republicans are like 2030, so we trying to catch up.
Matt, I don't really know what to say about Jasmine Crockett, except she's out there, and at least she's, look, I don't agree with anything she says. She's obviously has her concerns about the party, but I think she thinks the party's not going left enough, which is, I imagine, not your diagnosis.
Yeah, well, you get tonight, not just my diagnosis, a new group of independent National Association independent pollsters, Rasmussen, Trafalgar, Insider Advantage, Big Data, others. We now have weekly phone calls to talk about these very issues. And I'll tell you succinctly what we think. One, we think the New York mayor's race is going to be the beginning of something big for the Democrats, a big disaster. It's going to happen in other places. So you're going to see the Democratic Party start to splinter into a Democratic Party and the Democratic Socialist Party. That's a big challenge they have in the future. And all these polls that talk about how the Democrats need to get recentered and they've got to get back to where they used to be, they don't have the Doug Schoens anymore. They're not able to do what Doug and other folks with Bill Clinton were able to do. Our diagnosis is this. Over the years, the younger Democrats, as they get older, they are the ones who hold the most liberal views of all. So the future of this party, of the Democrats, going to the center again, we give it about a 0 chance.
Well, Doug, when you listen to Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, who by most accounts did not handle the fires situation very well, and I'm being charitable, is so concerned not about child labor and exploitation of migrants, even if that's your main concern, not even worried about that, not worried about the crime in L.A. She's worried that the law is going to be enforced in L.A. And her plan is how to resist ICE and give freebies to illegal aliens. Now, again, if you're in the business of rebuilding this party, how do you look at that and say, great, one of America's great cities being led with that philosophy?
Well, you look at it and you look at other blue cities where there are far left mayors like Chicago, and you say, as Matt said correctly, if Zoran Mandami's elected in New York, the impact on the party, A, it moves further left, but beyond moving further left, Laura, it gives the Republicans a even bigger target to strike at. And right now, my party, having moved to the left, woke, whatever you want to call it, is got a big bullseye on its forehead. So I wish I could tell you Matt was wrong, but sadly, his analysis is very, very close to my own.
All right, Matt and Doug, both of you, thank you again very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.